Liftoff.
Booster after chamber pressure is nominal.
Vehicle's pitching downrange. Execute. Stage separation confirmed. And ignition. Bearing separation confirmed. Bearing separation confirmed. Deploy confirmed.
Good morning from Cape Canaveral, and you looking at AgriX as it waiting for the second launch from Launch Complex 19 Cape Canaveral, Florida. My name is Aubrey Fitzgerald, and I'm Principal Integration Engineer.
Today's flight of AgriX will carry two different satellites. One's ASA 6 for Apollo Space Force and Moon Astro for Lxweb, which now we targeting to launch to orbit of the moon.
In just about more 6-minute and 30-second way, AgriX will lift it off from Pad 19 Cape Canaveral, Florida, and vehicle will pitching down range for minimizing stress on the vehicle. After a minute later, first stage will cut off the engine and begin separated both stages.
After vehicle separated, stage 2 will light up its vacuum engine for the first time, while the first stage boost back burn is begin. After a second later, boost back burn will shut down and stage 1 will targeting powered landing at Atlantic Ocean. While the second stage continue burning its engine to its destination orbit. We're not trying to get some view from the second stage, but if the first stage goes well, according to plan, we'll trying to get some live video from the first stage as possible.
As we learning from first flight of this vehicle, AgriX is upgraded with new design, and might you guess it, a new engine will be installed on the first stage. Today's flight we use ASA 3 engine, which upgraded variant of ASA 2 engine. There's 22 of them below the first stage. This engine had more thrust than before ASA variant, while ASA 2 only about 280 tons of thrust per engine, which is still powerful. ASA 3 is at 320 tons of thrust per engine. As we upgraded more and more, we'll have more thrust in the future. First month of this year, we successfully light up ASA 3 engine prototype for the first time in history, at 50% and achieve to 113 tons of thrust. While it's still 50% of thrust, and that's same as Boeing Dreamlifter airplane weight.
On February, we light up ASA 3 engine once again at full power and achieved its 420 tons of thrust, the highest thrust point. If you can imagine, there's 22 installed below the first stage and will power the first stage to space.
While another upgrade has been installed on this booster, new engine configuration, new venting design, and much more to prevent leaks from the first stage. We learned so much on the first attempt of AgriX launch. We're about 4 minutes into the launch countdown. We'll hear from the mission control that we completing fuel and oxidizer load on
Start of
stage.
engine chill.
If you can hear from mission control, the engine chill on 20 to engine on the first stage has begun. This engine chill is to checking every part of the engine is working properly.
Stage 2 fuel load complete.
And another call out, the second stage liquid methane load is complete. We waiting for first stage liquid methane load is complete in just a second from now.
3 minute and 55 second into the launch countdown. No issue running and no necessary hold needed for today's launch.
Stage 1 fuel load complete.
And stage 1 is fully loaded with liquid methane. Next up is liquid oxygen. Load is complete on both. Stage will begin in just a few seconds from now.
Teams continue checking out the data to make sure there's no issue running on the console. If anything not goes according to plan, we can hold at T1 minute and 30 second before the launch. This hold is up to 30 minutes before they running out of time. If Tadia's launch attempt is scrub, we not sure we'll launch another attempt, but we'll trying as much as we can to launch this vehicle with the payload into space as soon as possible. So in callout we need a hold at T1 minute and 30 second, but don't go away because this hold is not longer than you expected. After the hold,
Stage 1 LOX
the
load
launch
complete.
countdown reset back to 1 minute and 30 second.
Stage 2 LOX load complete.
And the callout, the vehicle is fully loaded with liquid propellant right now. Next up we'll hold the clock at 1 minute and 30 second.
Ground gas closeouts.
This hold is necessary, so teams can checking out the data once again and resolve some issue running. And if all done, we can continue the clock and lifting off the vehicle from Launch Complex 19.
Hold on the primary countdown. Net.
And as we expected, the clock is holded at T1 minute and 30 second. Teams will continue and resolve some issue running from now.
Startup.
From now, teams is resolving issue with the second stage. The pressurize on the second stage is below, so we begin to pressurize the second stage. Once done, we can continue the clock and launch this vehicle. We'll back at the moment. The hold will continue about a minute from now. This hold is up to 15 minute. If the hold more than 15 minute, we can call it a scrub.
We're back now. The clock still hold. That means team's still checking out the data once again to make sure there's no issue running from now. However, already resolved the second stage pressurize. That means the clock can be continued by a moment. We have a call-out. We can resume the clock by any moment from now. If the clock continue, it will reset back to 1 minute and 30 seconds.
The clock will continue in just about a second from now. And there it is. The clock continued to rolling, and let's sit back and watch the launch of AgriX carrying ASA ACSF and Moon Astro. One minute before the launch. Vehicle is in startup. Computer is now taking over the launch.
Flight directors, go for flight.
Flight Director Nick Tyson is calling that vehicle is ready and go for launch. 20 seconds before the launch.
Stage Bravo is go for flight.
T-minus 15 seconds. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ignition. We got liftoff. All teams, triage alerts, please.
Vehicle's pitching downrange.
Chamber pressures nominal.
Acknowledge software.
SC2, please prepare for section 35. OSC,
T plus
SC1
20 per
LDS.
second into the flight. AgriX has lifted off from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station.
Power and telemetry is nominal.
You can hear the roaring of the engine as the first stage carries second stage into space. We have a call-out. The power and telemetry is nominal. Next major objective is max Q, or the highest stress on the vehicle while on the way to space. One minute into the flight,
The vehicle is
everything
supersonic.
is nominal 20 engine on the first stage are light up, if you can see right below on your screen.
Vehicle is also past supersonic. That means the vehicle is traveling more than speed of sound.
Max Q.
And the call out. Vehicle is now past maximum aerodynamic pressure, the highest stress on the vehicle while on the way to space.
Next major objective, we have main engine cut off, where we shut down all the engine on the first stage. Stage separation, where we begin separated both stage. Second engine start. We'll start the second stage engine for the first time during the mission.
Boost back burn, where we start up the engine on the first stage once again and put the vehicle in targeting landing in Atlantic Ocean.
Those event will be occur about a minute from now, and also the 4 event will be coming on will occur simultaneously.
Back engine chill is started.
Second stage engine chill has begun. This engine chill is to make sure that every part of the engine is working properly. If you can see there, the first stage engine wiggling to pitching the vehicle to decrease stresses on the vehicle. Those for event will be coming on in just a second from now. Let's watch and listen from mission control.
And Miko.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC ignition.
Acquisition of signal per
The vehicle
meter.
is on a nominal trajectory.
And if you can see, the 4 event has success. The booster is doing its job properly. Next up, boost back will shut down in just a second from now.
Stage 1 FTS is saved.
If you can see, right bottom on your screen, the first stage is Ignite 7 engine. The second stage will continue sending the payload into orbit, while the first stage, if you can see on your screen, will targeting powered landing at Atlantic Ocean.
Due to request from our customer, we don't have any view from the second stage, but as the second payload is not classified, we'll have another live with the deployment of Moon Astro by Lxweb.
You can watch the deployment after this live webcast. Back on the first stage still ignite those engine for boost back burn.
The boost back burn will end it in just a second from now.
And boost back burn is completed. First stage is now falling free into Earth atmosphere.
In just a moment, we'll ignite most of the engine to slow down the vehicle, and about a second later the engine will shut down. Most the engine and remain one engine that ignite, and if all goes well, we'll deploy landing leg and splashdown will occur.
As this still a test objective, we're not trying to landing this booster on land for safety. We don't anyone be warned for just attempt a landing. Also, we not sure that this attempt will success. If you just joining us, we successfully launch AgriX into space, and now the booster will attempt a propulsive landing at Atlantic Ocean in just a minute from now. If you can see, the view is just incredible, and also this view we get is from our satellite Alloy constellation. As Alloy satellite is so much in orbit, we might get view from the first stage live.
If you can see right top of your screen that the altitude is decreasing and velocity is also increasing.
AgriX is also past its highest apogee, and now we still waiting the first stage to landing. In just a minute from now, we might have a view of the first stage retry Earth atmosphere. This entry will make a hot plasma over the first stage. Those reaction control system is helping the booster to correctly reorientation the booster. While we reach about a 30 km above sea level, we'll switch from reaction control system to grid fins to help guiding the vehicle.
Stage 1, landing burn, startup. Stage 1, entry transonic.
The first stage will attempt the landing. The landing burn is started land. Now let's see if that gonna happen.
Stage 1, landing leg, deploy.
And the landing legs has deployed and
Stage 1, nominal landing confirmed.
We might get SME view from the first stage, but we'll get view from our recovery boat and some information that we have landed the stage 1. In the stage 1 view, that we have splashdown in the Atlantic Ocean.
as the first stage landing has success, we'll trying to bring the first stage back to home if we can. But what an incredible launch that we have. Successful launch, successful ascent, main engine cut off, stage sep and second engine start, and now the first stage has landed. If you can see the close-up of the first stage, as no more event coming on, I think we'll ended the webcast here.
We like to thank you to our customer, Lxweb and ASA to entrusting us to launch their payload with us, and also we want to give a shout out to Federal Aviation Administration and Range for supporting this mission. We have 2 missions left for this mission. We'll launch Skyspace Skycloud V2 mission on 22 April and ASA ACSF on 30 April. Don't worry, we'll hosting both webcasts.
As no more event coming on, we'll ended the webcast here. We'll see you on another attempt of AgriX and another launch in few weeks. Good night.